Well, looks like we got another major Jordan Brand 2025 leak, and you guys could just go ahead and add these joints to the list of some of next year's best sneaker releases. Now, this image was actually posted, I guess, like about an hour ago, so we're about to get a raw reaction to this right here, which the caption reads, "First look, Jordan 17 OG Black," which I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even realize this was an OG colorway. When I look back, the ones that stand out to me were like that blue pair of 17s, the red pair, but now that I think about it, I guess there was an OG black pair. So as far as this sneaker right here, the reason I'm so excited to see these dropping is, we're just tired of like them 1 through 14 Jordan retros. We've been rocking them joints for like the last 10, 20 years plus, depending on your age. And for me, I feel like when we get like into models 15 and up, that's where things get a lot more refreshing, just because we don't see Jordan Brand overdo these models. And I think it's kind of long overdue for them to start, tapping a little more into that back catalog. So when these joints originally dropped, it was early 2000s. It was kind of a strange time because that was when MJ, he was playing for the Wizards or whatever. It was kind of a weird time because, like growing up as an MJ fan, everybody was excited to see him come back, but let's just say it wasn't really hitting the same like it used to. But of course, there were a few little moments here and there, such as like that All-Star game moment where he kind of like passed the torch down to the new generation. I think he got MVP, but at that time, like, the new generation was like AI, Kobe, them boys. But I don't got to get into all of that. You guys already know. So from my memory though, as a kid though, them 17s, I feel like Jordans were still held in high regards as far as like the numbered pairs, even though MJ had already retired, pairs afterwards, such as like the 15 and up, people were still checking for them. I felt like they still had a big impact when they released, but then it was like probably pairs like the 21 and up and everything, that's where like they didn't really have the same impact. But then again, that was long after MJ's playing days and Jordan Brand was starting to push retros and everything like that. So as far as these 17s, man, these joints right here go crazy, and I believe this is actually the low top version. So I thought it was fitting to kind of take a look back, take a little walk down memory lane as we recap some of these past 17 releases that we've seen drop over time. So what's going on, everybody? You're watching John Alexander TV. Salute to you for tuning in. Make sure you smash the like button down below if you enjoy the content. So this comes right here from officially from Nike's website. It reads, "The Magician reappears in 2001-2002 NBA season. MJ returned to the game after his second retirement, this time as a member of the Washington Wizards. Commemorating his reemergence, Nike brought back designer Wilson Smith III to create an Air Jordan that met the moment, to capture MJ's mid-air wizardry and an ability to improvise in flight." So yeah, that's cute and everything like that. But as far as the sneakers, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the pairs right here. And I'm not even gonna lie, my most fond memory when it comes to the Jordan 17 release would most definitely have to be the commercial, which of course back then commercials had a much bigger impact, but I just remember that joint being like a movie. So oh, it looks like that's the black metallic pair right there. Yeah, it was like a long commercial. On top of that, we had the briefcase that had a crazy theme and everything like that. And from what I remember, the OG 17s actually came with like that additional strap, which you could remove, which was a cool little feature. But at the end of the day, I believe most people just took the strap off. So here we go. Here's the black pair, which I guess is going to be the retro that we're going to see coming up here in 2025. 2019, yeah, them joints right there are trash. I don't know about those right there, but yeah, let's try to take a look at different various pairs. All right, them lightning joints went crazy. Yeah, so let's go ahead and head over to GOAT. That way we can take a look at some of the past releases. So it looks like you have the UNC pair, which did drop as one of the OGs back in 2002. So you have the difference between the lows and the highs, which at the time, it was like blasphemous to rock a pair of Jordan lows. But now that I look back at it, I would say that the low top version of the 17, I feel like, in my personal opinion, I know you guys could disagree, let me know down below, but I just feel like the low top has kind of aged a little bit better, if that makes sense. So we got the black metallic silver pair, which I guess was one of the OG releases, the black pair, that's the high top. Then we have the low top, which at the time when the Jordan 17 originally dropped, I want to say the original retail price was actually $200, but remember, it came with the briefcase, the little CD and everything like that. I definitely remember this copper pair right here, which I almost mistook for the OG, but I think the first pair that dropped would be that blue pair. So definitely remember these red ones right here. That was one of the OG releases. And then we got the All-Star Lightning pair, which we did actually see come back this year, which was awesome. It was super refreshing to see Jordan Brand start to bring back some of these 17 lows this year, which we saw the UNC as well as that All-Star game, which I did mention earlier. That All-Star game moment was crazy. That was the year MJ won MVP, kind of passing down the torch to the new generation, which we had the Lakers hit us with a little three-peat, as well as the San Antonio Spurs, like kind of dominated, that time in the league, if you guys remember back then. So I feel like those reverse lightnings go crazy. And I didn't realize that was actually a SoFly collaboration, which we saw drop in 2018. Also, the 17s did make an appearance, of course, with the countdown pack with that all blacked out pair right there. So 17s had a small little run. We haven't really seen Jordan Brand overdo it with too many different colorways. You got a little red pair, a little blue. You got that copper as well as the lightning theme. But pretty much after that, not too many releases. So for me, as I mentioned, looking back at it, I would say the 16s, 17s, even the 18s people were rocking with. I think the 20s went crazy, but kind of like after the 21s, I feel like that's when the Jordan numbered series wasn't like held as like the top of the line when it comes to sneaker releases. Then we started to see Jordan Brand usher in a lot more retros, but we've been rocking these retros 1 through 14 for so long now. Some pairs become more popular than others, but I'm just a little tired. I mean, I've been there, done it. So for me, seeing these 17s, just in my opinion, is a lot more refreshing. And you could go ahead and add these black 17s to my list as one of 2025's most exciting sneaker releases. So of course, this year we did get 2 pairs of 17 lows, retailing at $300, briefcase and everything included for all of those nostalgic purposes. But I ain't even gonna lie, I would have rather much seen Jordan Brand drop those for like, let's say $250 minus the briefcase, but that's just my personal preference. So as far as these 17s making a return, although it's not like a new model or anything like that, to me, these are refreshing for all of the reasons mentioned previously. So I'm excited to see Jordan Brand finally get into that bag of retros 15 and up. For me personally, I would say like the 20s would probably be like my favorite, out of those Jordan retros. But I feel like as far as dropping these 17s, it's a good start. And I actually do happen to prefer the low top version over the high. So as far as next year's releases, we're also expected to see some collaborations drop on the Jordan 17 as well. So you can add these black pairs to the list as one of next year's most exciting releases, and I'm sure Jordan Brand is going to drop some more 17s as well. So we'll see if they're as limited as this year's drops, as those were like extremely difficult to cop. So who knows, will Jordan Brand open the floodgates for the 17? It's going to be interesting to see how it all comes out, but I would say if they did like mass produce these, I don't think they would be as big of a hit. I know everybody wants like Nike and Jordan Brand just to drop pairs for everybody, but let's be real, at the end of the day, if they just flood the market with a particular pair, then everybody's gonna be like, nah, they're bricks, I don't want them, they're trash. And anytime they make a shoe limited, everybody wants to get their hands on them. So we'll see how it all plays out. Drop your feedback down below if you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button. I'll catch y'all next time. Love.